Hey, everybody. Wow, we got us a room full of people. Holy moly. I wasn't expecting all y'all to be here waiting on me. Um, Hi. Happy Saturday night. Oh, I got a blue tongue. Sorry, I ate a piece of cake earlier and that blue icing. I guess I should have gone and brushed my tongue and I didn't think about it. Oh well, y'all just have to deal with me having a blue tongue. At least my teeth aren't blue. Okay, so that's good. Marathons. What are you talking about, Marina? Okay, that's too funny. Well, hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Who do we have in the room? We've got Bora Bora and Lisa Alva and Arlene and Marina and Harley and Louise and as I scroll down here. And Mickey is here. And let's see. Da, 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 da. And Teresa is here. And Rose is here. Hi, Dr. Ann. It's Sunday night for you. Yeah. She's all the way on the other side of the world. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Anna. And Dolores and Susan. Wow. I got 25 people here already. Holy moly. And oh my goodness, I have got so much to tell y'all. I can't wait to get started. I even did a little video that I'm working on. Oh, my son just got home. Hey, don't lock it. Jeff is out. He'll be home in a little bit. He had prom tonight. Okay. Anyway, my brother's chaperoning prom at his high school where he teaches. Anyway, wow, what a trip we had in more ways than one. It was so much fun, and it was so wonderful to get to meet people that I've become friends with for over 3 years now, and to finally meet them face to face and hug their neck and just sit down and have a conversation with them. It was wonderful. um we arrived, well, let's start at the beginning. Okay, we got to the airport last Wednesday morning at like 5 a.m. We had to be at the airport. And they loaded us on the plane and we're all set and ready to go. And we sat and we sat and we sat some more. We sat in the plane on the tarmac for 2 hours. And it was like, okay, what is the deal? Why aren't we taking off? Well, we had a massive hail filled thunderstorm rolling into town right about the time we were due to take off. And so the pilot was kind of waiting for the storm to hit, be done, and move on so we could take off. And after we sat for 2 hours, the storm still was just starting to get started. It was moving so slow. So they finally decided, okay, screw it. We're going to take off anyway. And so we took off and we had to fly through the hailstorm. It was, plane was doing this number. My son was like white knuckled hanging on to the armrest. It's like, oh my God, we're going to crash. And it just, I mean, every few seconds you would literally lose your stomach because the plane would drop, and go up and drop and go up and drop. It was the wildest thing in the world. Once we got up above the clouds, then it was smooth sailing the rest of the way. But because we left Lafayette 2 hours late, we arrived at the Dallas Fort Worth airport 2 hours late. And so our connecting flight had already left. And so then they had to try to find us another flight that wasn't like 2 days later. And I'm like, no. We need a flight today. we have to be in California today, you know. And I had put in for handicap assistance. Hi, Gerald. Um, to help because I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to run all over this large airport. And so they were supposed to meet me when we got there in Dallas. They were supposed to meet me with a wheelchair so that I could get from one gate to the other because you never know in big airports. Half the time they have you going across the damn place, you know, to get to the next one. And so they weren't there with a wheelchair, they were there with a cart because I guess there was like 4 or 5 of us that had all put in for wheelchair assistance to get to the next plane. And because we were 2 hours late, everybody had missed their connecting flights. And so you had airport people running around, American Airlines people running around trying to get everybody rescheduled on the right flight, going in the right direction. And so we're like wheeling all over the damn place. We must have spent half an hour on this little cart going all over the airport before they finally got us in the right area. And then it wasn't that long of a wait, maybe about 45 minutes for the next plane. But it put us late arriving in Palm Springs. So we got to Palm Springs, and Brock, or as y'all know him as Captain Morgan, who we just got to be friends, you know, hanging out online together. He met us at the airport to pick us up. And so I'm like texting him furiously when we were in Dallas, you know, saying, "Oh my God, we're 2 hours late." He's like, "No problem, I'll be there." So, and he was right there. So he picked us up in Palm Springs, and of course we arrived, and it's typical California desert weather, hot and dry, and more hot. And it was like, "Oh, this is great. I packed all the right clothes, right? It's hot and dry." I didn't realize at the time that Rock lives up near the top of the San Bernardino Mountains in a place called Lake Arrowhead. That's where he's having a house. He bought a house up there, and it's being restored. And so we proceeded to go to Lake Arrowhead, which was like almost 2 hours away from Palm Springs. It was because you had to go up the mountain, you know. It was like, oh my God, y'all, I got vertigo so bad. It was like, I'll never be able to drive up and down this damn mountain. I'm so glad my son was with me. But we get up there to Lake Arrowhead, and there's still snow on the ground. I'm like, well, crap, I packed the wrong clothes. I packed all summertime clothes. And we got up there, and it was freezing cold for me anyway. I mean, at least I have my blue jeans. They're a little bit heavier than the capris I brought to wear. And I did pack one long sleeve shirt just in case it got chilly at night, because sometimes in the desert it'll get chilly at night. And so I was awfully glad that I had a long sleeve shirt to wear. But we arrived at Lake Arrowhead, which is like up near the top of the mountain. One of the most beautiful places I have ever been in my entire life. Oh my God, I'm going to show y'all. I've been working on this video I've been making all day long with pictures and clips and stuff that I took. The resort itself inside was just jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful resort. And then because it was Rose and DFW, because it was kind of a slow period when we were there, they actually gave us a room that was on the lake. So when we opened our balcony doors and stepped out on the balcony, boom, the water was right there in front of us, which was really nice. I mean, it was just unbelievably beautiful with all these beautiful tall pines and I don't know what all kind of trees they have in California, but they're big. And it was really, really just, I words cannot describe how pretty it was up there. I mean, if you ever go to that area, to the San Bernardino area for a vacation, book a room at Lake Arrowhead Resort up in Lake Arrowhead. It is well worth the drive up the mountain. The place is just unbelievably gorgeous. So you'll hear in the video that I made, they even have a Roman bath that they have there that people like to go to. And the desk clerk said, clothing is optional. And we all started laughing, saying, yeah, we're going to go traipse down in the middle of the snow to go bathe in the nude in a place we don't know anybody. I'm like, no, not something anybody wants to see me do. But it was so nice. Oh my goodness. So we got there, and then we went and went to go and take care of stuff, and a snafu with the paperwork on the car that I was getting from Rock. The he had allowed some old friends of his, people he's known since they were kids, to use the car's title as collateral to get a small loan, like under $3,000. Okay, not a big loan at all. And so when, he had called them up that morning and, and said, okay, I need to come get the title and stuff from you because the person that's getting the car is here, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, they sent that to him already. And he's like, no, I haven't gotten it. And so when he started looking into everything, he discovered that they never paid the loan off. And so there's a lien on the title. So he couldn't get it registered or transferred over to me. And so, okay, I went out there to get the car, and now I don't have a car because we can't get the paperwork legal, right? And so he was in the process. He's been restoring a 1984 Grand Marquis station wagon. Think National Lampoon Vacation movies with the Griswolds. The station wagon in the movie, that's what I'm driving. That's what I've got. This is Rock's baby. He's been restoring this car back to all of the original, right? Hi, Michelle. Hi, Christine. And I mean, he's been working on it like a little bit at a time, replacing everything, getting as many original parts as he could, just fixing it up really nice. And he literally handed me the keys and said, here, you take this, keep it. I'm going to get this other mess straightened out. And when I get it straightened out, then I'm going to drive it to Louisiana and we'll just switch cars. I was like, you're just going to give me your personal car to use? And he's like, yeah. He says, you got to get home and you can't go home empty handed. So this, just take this, take it home, and I'll, we'll switch out cars in a couple of months. It'll take a couple of months to get all this paperwork crap, fixed and taken care of. And so I was just beyond speechless, me who never shuts up. And I was literally speechless. I mean, from the beginning, I was speechless when he offered the car to me to begin with. It was truly a blessing in so many ways I can't begin to count. And so as soon as we get the paperwork straightened out, then he'll take it down here and we'll switch cars. Now my son has fallen in love with the station wagon. He's wanting to keep it. He's like, tell him to keep the Mercedes and we'll keep the station wagon. I'm like, no, we won't. I want my car. He can come get a station wagon. It's nice. It's cool. It's a fun car to drive, but it's not the one I want. I don't want a station wagon. I will admit there wasn't one place where we pulled in and stopped, whether if it was to eat, get to a hotel, put gas in the car, all the way along the trip. Not one place where we pulled in and stopped that somebody didn't come over to come say something about that car. Wow, we had that car when I was a kid, or oh, that's the car they had in the movie with Chevy Chase. That kind of stuff. So it's it was really kind of funny. Several people walked over to my son, was like, well, how much you want for it? I mean, they were like ready to put cash in hand as they standing there, to buy it. And we're like, it's not our car. It belongs to a friend that's letting us use it. So no, we can't sell it to you. But so that was the first day. Everything kind of went, and God, what all did we do the first day? He took us around. There's a little town there, Lake Arrowhead. Um, it's a nice little place, and he took us over to his cabin where he's staying right now. It's just a temporary. He's renting it because he bought a house up there, but the house is being renovated. And originally we were going to stay in his house, but the renovators showed up a week early. So they were there tearing things apart before we even got there. So he put us up in the resort, and which was just, again, just speechless, somebody doing that. Hi, Helena. And so he took us around the town, and we went and got something to eat, and I don't know, we did this, that, and the other. He drove us around and showed us stuff. Looked at his house that he bought, and walking around all the construction in it, and everything. And it's a lovely, lovely little place. I mean, I highly recommend it for a vacation. If you're looking for a nice, quiet place on a lake up in the mountains, this is the place to go. It is really, really awesome. So that was Wednesday. That's when we got there. And so the next day, Thursday, we went to go down the mountain to go to LA because we were going to meet, hi, C. We were going to meet Sonia and EQ from the Soul Sisters and Arthur from Ease Your Mind. And so as we're getting ready to leave, as we started to go down the mountain, my son got sick as a dog. I mean, literally hanging his head out the car window, puking, sick. That's how sick he got. And we think it was just the altitude sickness. That's what his doctor thinks. He just got too dehydrated because he was up in that higher element, and drier. There's not the same kind of humidity up there as what we're used to down here. And between that and everything else, it just made him really, really sick. And so he was like, no, just take me back to the hotel. He says, I'll stay in the room and just chill out. Y'all go down to LA, do your thing, do whatever you're going to do down there. And my friend Rebecca, who he served with the Navy, she was going to be passing through that area or fairly close that day. And so she had already said, well, I'll just swing up the mountain and come and visit while, when you're there. And so it wound up working out for the best because he was there at the resort when his Navy buddies showed up, and they were able to just kind of spend the afternoon and the early evening just hanging out together and, talking about Navy crap and changes and, whatever it is buddies talk about. And so in the meantime, Rock and I had driven down to Los Angeles. And let me take a sip here. And the first place we went to was a place kind of in the center of LA called Mama's Shelter on the Roof or on the Rooftop, something like that. It's like a little restaurant bar that's on the roof of a building. And it gives you a 365-degree view of Los Angeles. I mean, the Hollywood sign was off to one side, and I had to put the zoom on my phone to get a picture of it. But hey, I got a picture of it. And so I got to meet Sonia and EQ, which was just so awesome because they were two people who, in the very beginning, when I first started to do this, terrified of what I was doing. You know, I was so new at it and so nervous about it. And they, they invited me on their channel. They invited me to come and read with them. They gave me a lot of advice and a lot of uh, just a lot of pep and pep talk and you can do it, da da da. And they were just they've always just been there, and they've always been they're such sweet ladies. They really, really are. So it was wonderful being able to actually meet them face to face and hug their neck and just sit and talk. We even did a little short live stream from Sonia's channel. It was like under 5 minutes. We didn't stay on long, but just enough to say hey to everybody and and wave, and that was about it. Um, but So we got to, that was lunchtime. We were there for we spent a couple of hours, just kind of hanging out and talking and things going on and what's changing in our world and all this kind of stuff. And so that was a lot of fun. And then finally it was time to say goodbye. They both had things they had to get to, and we still had Arthur to go find. So Rock and I left and we went to Arthur's place, and he has a really lovely apartment there in Los Angeles. And we got there, and it was just so nice to finally meet him face to face and hug his neck. And he's just such a sweet guy. He really, really is. And he took us to this Cuban restaurant, which was close enough we could walk to it. It was like literally around the corner. And I'd never had Cuban food before. So it was a first for me, and it was so darn good. Oh my goodness. I could not believe how good the food was. A matter of fact, I wound up having to get a doggy bag to bring half of my dinner home because I couldn't eat it all. It was just, there was so much of it, um, which I like in a restaurant. I like to be able to take part of my meal home. That just means that they give you your money's worth in my book. And so, no, I didn't eat a Cuban sandwich. I ate it was some kind of a grilled chicken, and I can't remember now what they called it, but it was a grilled chicken with all of these spices, covered in onions and peppers, and then I just got fries to go with it. And but the chicken was just, oh my goodness, it was so delicious, so much flavor. And it wasn't like hot, spicy hot, anything like that. It wasn't like that at all, but it was just very, very flavorful and really good. Michelle, I don't remember what they called it. I'll have to look it up. The name of the restaurant is called Versailles. It looks like Versailles if you spell it out, but it's pronounced Versailles. But anyway, it was really good. And so I wound up, we stayed at Arthur's. We went back to his place after dinner, and we probably hung out over there for a couple of hours. I mean, it was starting to get late. We left LA and it was like after 9 o'clock at night. And that's a good 2.5 hour drive from LA to back up to Lake Arrowhead. Um, so, pollo asado, that might be what it was called, Harley. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. But anyway, so we finally left Arthur's, which was, I took pictures with him, but he didn't like the way he looked in the pictures. So he said, please don't show my pictures. So I said, okay, I won't show your picture. So you won't see any pictures of me and Arthur together because he didn't like the way he looked, which I get it. I've taken pictures with people and it's like, please don't show that in public. It's terrible. I look horrible in it. Um, so yeah, we went again. I'd have been spending the night at Arthur's house if it had been me by myself, because I never would have made it up the mountain in the dark. There's just no way. Um, Broad daylight, I don't know if I could go up and down that mountain. I get vertigo really, really bad. I'm talking like 3 rungs up a ladder and the room starts spinning. It's really bad. um, so we finally got back to the hotel, I guess about close to midnight, I guess. And Rock dropped me off, and so when I got to our room, Lewis was there, his buddy was there, um, and so that was great to see her because she had come down and visited with us um, last year before last. She'd come down to Lafayette and spent like a week and a half down here visiting with us, and I got to know her then. And she was still a he then. Um, Now he's a she, so she's been in the process of transitioning into a female, and now she's there. So I think there's just some like surgical stuff to do or something, um, and then it'll be complete. But it's really amazing when you meet somebody who goes through that procedure, that process, to see the joy that they feel for finally being in the right body, or that they feel like they're finally in the right body. And so that's really cool. And hi Tammy, hi Debbie. I don't remember if I said hi to y'all or not. Okay, so um anyway, so we had gone out to the little smoking area off to the side of the hotel that night, and my son got really sick and he wound up throwing up into the snow. And then he had um oh, see, Torino, it was a Navy buddy of his who was a guy when they served together in the Navy. But after they both got out of the Navy, his friend started the transition process to become a she. And that's been ongoing for like the last 6 years, 7 years. Because it's a pretty slow process because you have to go through a lot of stuff to do that. You don't just decide on a whim, oh, I'm going to do this, and you do it. There's a lot of stuff you go through for that, a lot of medical stuff, a lot of psychological stuff, whatnot that you go through. And hi, Debbie. Um, so anyway, so the 3 of us had gone out to the smoking area. They had a little place set at the end of the hotel, and he got sick, and threw up again. And he had been feeling really good all evening long. So he was like, I don't know why I'm getting sick again. And he's sitting there and he has like a seizure sitting on the bench. Freaked me out to no end. Fortunately, Rebecca knew what to do. And um, it was, it, I mean, thank goodness she was aware, had some medical training for that kind of stuff. And, the first, hi, Marby. I got to meet Marby too. Anyway, I'll get to her when I get to Dallas. We ain't got there yet. So he has this little minor seizure. And so when we got back, the first thing he did was he called his doctor and went and saw his doctor the next day. What the hell's going on? And they think it was a combination of the altitude, the lack of humidity, the dehydration, and something else the doctor said. It wasn't like a real seizure. It just looked like it. So they've got him on some medication that seems to be taking care of it. He's been fine. Got up the next day, he was ready to go. He was doing great. So next day was Friday, and that was the day we had planned to head back. And so Rock came and got us, and then we went back to, dropped him back off at his place. And he was going through the car, showing all the little things to my son, that's what he's replaced and what he was still, my camera, and what he was still waiting to replace. He just hadn't got to it yet. And my son was like, we'll put all the parts in the car. I got a friend back home who restores old vehicles, and we'll work on it when we get home. And so my son and his buddy are going to do that while we wait for Rock to get the other car straightened out and get it down here. They're going to finish restoring the car for him so that when he comes and gets it, it'll be ready to go and done. And, I figure that's the least we can do, right? And so, anyway, that was on Friday. So it was a little late getting out, later than normal. And because of my son being sick the day before and me not knowing what was wrong with him, I was just like, I didn't want to go anywhere that wasn't directly on my path home, because I didn't want to get somewhere and have something else happen again. And so we left. When we left, we actually turned the wrong direction and wound up going further up the mountain for a good 15 or 20 minutes before we realized that we were going in the wrong way. And so we had to turn around and go back down. And so as we were going down the mountain, I know people have seen those videos, the time-lapse videos of like clouds flowing over mountaintops, and the way it looks like a river just flowing. That's what it looked like in real time. We had these thick white clouds coming up the side of the mountain. They would come up and go over the road and keep going up. But it was moving fast, like in those time-lapse videos. And it was just these thick banks of clouds. Just, if I had been alone, and I'd still be up in the San Bernardino Mountains, I never would have made it down. I was freaking out the whole way down. We had a line of cars behind us because my son was driving slow. I mean, there were points when you couldn't see past the hood of the car. The cloud banks were so thick, and the wind with them was like ice. Well, come to find out, we were leaving just as a snowstorm was hitting. And so the original plan was to leave leave California, and then we were going to go north and go up into Nevada to go see Val, Dragonfly Crystals. As it turns out, it's a good thing that we kind of changed our plans, because I didn't know with my son how sick was going to be. And I was just like, okay, no, we just need to head home. And I buzzed Val and I let her know. And I still feel horribly guilty because I did not get to go up and see her. But come to find out, had we have gone that way, we would have been caught by the snowstorm and stuck on the side of the mountain somewhere in a snowstorm, waiting for it to pass so we could get out. So it wound up working out for the best. And so we finally get down the mountain. Thank God. I didn't think we'd ever get to the bottom of that damn mountain. And just as we're about the time we hit Palm Springs, I get a message from Rock saying, did y'all get hit by the rock slide? And we're like, what rock slide? He said, well, right after you left, there was a rock slide on the road that you would be taking to go down the mountain. And I just wanted to make sure that y'all were okay. And we were like, well, actually, we turned the wrong direction and went up the mountain, not down the mountain. And so we didn't see the rock slide. And by the time we figured out we were going in the wrong direction and turned around and went back in the right direction, they had cleared the road. So we never got hit with the rock slide. which was in and of itself scary as hell to think about. And so rock slide, snowstorm. I'm like, I'm getting the hell off of this damn mountain, man. This is too crazy. So we get down to the bottom and we're heading towards Phoenix. And things are going good at this point. Travel was great. Traffic was spotty in some places, but overall it was okay. And we got into Phoenix. We got into Phoenix late Friday night. I think we got to the hotel like around 10 o'clock at night, 10:30. Checked in, and both of us just went to sleep. I mean, we both just passed out in our beds, you know. It's like, okay, it's just too much happened in one day. I need sleep. And then, so Saturday morning we get up, and another one of Lewis's Navy buddies, her name is Jess, and she was a female then. She's still a female now. She was one of the first women to serve on a co-ed ship. His ship was one of the first ships that they made co-ed in the Navy. And so we went and met her and her partner, and then all went out for breakfast together. And lovely, lovely young woman. She and her partner, both two lovely young women. It was really nice to meet them. And so we kind of hung out a little bit longer than we meant to, just because he was having such a good time visiting with her and talking about old stuff on the ship, and they're telling stories and whatnot. And you know how military people get. And they start storytelling of their days in service together, and it can go on all day. So just coming down the mountain, for me, it was like, by the time we got to Phoenix that night, and then the next morning we're having breakfast, and my son looks at me. He says, he says, somebody up there was really looking out for us. He says, because we missed the rock slide. We got out just in the nick of time before the snowstorm hit. We've had no issues between there and here. And I said, yeah. I said, we've got Michael and Gabriel riding shotgun in the back seat. They're keeping us safe, you know. And so we leave Phoenix, I guess, around noontime, much later than we had planned. And from there, we stopped just on the other side of Tucson. And I got to meet Juno. We all know her as Juno's Sphere. Matter of fact, she and I have our show tomorrow afternoon. So I got to meet Juno finally face to face, which was so cool. And I was laughing because she's so tall, and she was like, "Cut, you're short." I'm like, "Yeah," but look what she made me a mandala that she crocheted herself. Is that not gorgeous or what? I mean, she says it's all the colors of the swamp. That's what she was shown. But it's just absolutely beautiful. And so we were able to visit with Juno for about an hour. And and then we left and, went on headed towards Dallas, right? We didn't make Dallas that first night, but, so that was Saturday night. We barely made El Paso. As we were coming into El Paso, we got caught in this huge traffic jam. I'm talking backed up for miles. 2 18-wheelers carrying hazard materials collided, and they shut the entire interstate down, both directions, both sides. Everything shut down, and they were slowly letting cars inch up and take the next exit off. And so we were stuck for, it seemed like forever, waiting to get off the interstate. And so we finally make it to get off the interstate. The GPS is like freaking out. I don't think it knew where we were. Where the gas light comes on the car, so we're like on the verge of running out of gas. We're in the dark in the middle of Nowheresville, just outside of El Paso. And we're like, oh my God, there's got to be a gas station somewhere. We finally found a little convenience store and we pulled in, was able to gas up, and we're standing there. We pulled away from the gas pumps and pulled up by the store, and so we could both get out and smoke a cigarette. And because we don't smoke inside Rock's car, that's his car. I'm not smoking in it. And so we're standing there smoking a cigarette, and this gentleman comes over. He's like, wow, my parents had this car when I was a kid. This is so, another person over the car, right? And so he comes over and he's talking to us about the car. And then a few minutes later, another guy walks over to talk about the car. And so while they're standing there, my son says, by the way, he says, my GPS is lost and can't figure out where to get us. We're trying to get to I don't even remember now what the damn hotel name was. It was some hotel right off the interstate in El Paso. And so we're asking them about it. And they're both like, oh, yeah, it's easy. Pull out of the station, hang a left. You're going to go down like 4 or 5 miles to something Mesa Street. Hang a left, and the hotel's down like a couple of blocks on the right. And I'm like, well, that's easiest. The GPS had us like going all over the place, all these little turns and stuff. They were looking at it going, I don't know where the hell it's taking you, but that's not to the hotel. So we were able to finally leave there. We get to the hotel in El Paso sometime after midnight. It was late. And just passed out cold. I mean, again, another night of just completely passing out the minute we get inside. And so we get up in the morning. They finally got the interstate open in both directions. They had it closed, I think, most of the night. And so we left El Paso heading for Dallas. And we got into Dallas. That was Sunday. We got into Dallas around 10:30 Sunday night when we hit Dallas, not realizing that Dallas is in the process of having major construction done on its interstates and all the loop-de-loos that go around. And I've never been so confused in my life. And I've driven in LA, I've driven in Houston, driven in New Orleans. You would think it wouldn't bother me. No, this was a nightmare. And so we get up Monday morning, and Aiden had texted me and said, okay, here's a great place to go have breakfast and meet. It's not far from where you're staying, which it was like about 5 or 6 blocks away. So we go there, and I got to meet Aiden and have breakfast with him. And Marby showed up. She got there. And so I got some great pictures with them. And so we hung out for a little while and ate, and then took pictures. And then they both had, Marby had to go to work, I think. And I think Aiden had school Monday because it should have been a school day. And so we left there, and then there was another old family friend that we knew from home who now lives in Dallas. And it just so happened that her workplace was like 5 or 6 blocks from where we ate breakfast. So we were able to go over and go meet her. And her name is Dallas, and she lives in Dallas. So it's Dallas and Dallas. And we were able to go and meet with her and see her, and that was really great. Believe it or not, I used to be her Sunday school teacher. That's how far back we're going. Back when I was still involved in that nonsense. So from Dallas, we decided we were not going to head south for the I-10 and have to drive through Houston, because that's another nightmare in and of itself. So we just went straight east across from Dallas straight to Shreveport, Louisiana. And then when we got to Shreveport, we hit I think it's the 67, another interstate that runs north-south. We hit that, just took south into Lafayette. And I think we got home Monday night around about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I guess, by the time we got home. And I was so glad I had taken an extra day off from work, because the next day on Tuesday, I think all I did was sleep all day. Same with my son. So everywhere we stopped along the way, somebody came up and talked to us about the car, because you just don't see them anymore. I guarantee you there's not another car like it in my city right now. And I live in the third largest city in Louisiana. So that's saying a lot, there's a lot of old cars here. A couple of classic car clubs and stuff down here. I've never seen a car like that station wagon we've got. And so it was an eventful trip. It was like we missed the hailstorm, and we missed the rock slide. We missed the snowstorm. We missed the hazardous materials spill on the interstate. I mean, it was like just one thing after another of just these little near misses, or almost could happen, but didn't quite. Yeah, by the time we got home, my son was like, okay, there was somebody definitely looking out for us for this trip. He said, because by all rights, we should not have made it home as quickly as we did, considering. And I told him, I said, I told you we had Michael and Gabriel riding shotgun in the back seat, man. They were keeping us clear. And it's certainly what it felt like. But I was glad to get home. I was bummed. I was looking forward to meeting Ange, Cardamancy Mesquite. She was going to come meet with us too Monday morning, and then things just didn't work out, and she wasn't able to do that. So I told her, I said, maybe next summer I can go back up to Dallas and go and visit, see her and Deb. And there's several other people that live up in there as well. And it was wonderful meeting you too, Marby. It was nice meeting somebody shorter than me. That's such a rarity. Marby's actually shorter than I am. I didn't think that was possible. And yeah, Harley, it felt like an Indiana Jones adventure. I'm telling you, it was just one thing after another. And it was a trip. It was a trip to say the least. But we had a ball. I mean, we got to see people that we really wanted to see, with the exception of Val. That's the only person I didn't get to go see. And that was one of the main people that I wanted to go see, was Val. And so I was really bummed about that. But I figured, okay, I guess another trip out west is going to have to happen soon so we can get together. Except I think I'll just take an airplane. I don't think I want to drive that far again. That's a long damn drive to drive across the country. In Texas, oh my God, it feels like you're never going to get the hell out of Texas. And just, it goes on and on and on. It never stops. And, but it was fun, and I got to meet people that I know and love and care about, that I've met here online, that I've known for years now, that it was nice to actually sit down and be able to hug their neck and sit with them and talk with them and just hang out together. It was such a lovely part of the trip. I really can't express anymore just how much that meant to me. And even though I don't have the car I went out there to get, I do have a really good car to drive until we get that straightened out and we get to play switcheroo. So, and I've had a couple of readings on that since then. Everyone's telling me June, July, it'll happen by June or July. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can deal with that. June, my birthday's in June, so hopefully it'll happen earlier, but July's okay too. And so hi Imelda, hi Garden Genie. And okay, if I missed anybody saying hello, I'm sorry. I've been rattling on. Anyway, how long have we been at? Jesus, I've been talking for 51 minutes. God, y'all still here? Okay, I made a little video out of the pictures and videos that I took on the trip. And I don't have any music to it yet because I'm still not finished with it. So y'all are kind of getting the rough draft of it. But I'm going to play this for y'all now. And let's see here. Okay, we're going to put it this way. Maybe we'll just... This should work. Okay. If y'all are ready, I'm ready. Okay, here we go. Eventually I'll put music to it. So that's the this is Lake Arrowhead, where we are staying while we're here in California. There's still snow on the ground. I can't believe there's still snow on the ground. Talk about gorgeous. This is the balcony of the room we're in. What's the name of the hotel again? Yeah, that's what we got to look at. Lake Arrowhead Resort. This place is on our balcony. Beautiful. Y'all have to come up here and check this out if you're in the area. Oh, it even has a Roman bath. Clothing is optional. Not something people want to see with me, but you know, if you're in for that kind of thing, you can do that here. Later. And that's meeting up with Sonia and EQ. And this is where Rock is staying. And that's Captain Morgan. And that's his temporary place he's staying at while he's waiting for his house to be refurbished. That's the car at the bottom there. That's the car I'm driving right now. That's the station wagon. That's the Griswold car. Fantastic. So peaceful up here. But so peaceful up here. It was just so, God, it was so lovely up there and so peaceful. All right. I'll catch y'all later. And then got to Phoenix. That was the girl in the middle is the one that my son served with. And there's Juno. Oh my God, now y'all know what she looks like. And then there's Aiden and Marby. And then that's our friend Dallas that also lives in Dallas. And this was just outside of Odessa. We had stopped at a rest stop to just we stopped at the restaurant to get out and walk around. We were both pretty good with making frequent stops and getting out, walking around, stretching it out and everything. My son didn't want my back to lock up on me. So anyway, so that's the story of the California Dreaming trip. So let me tell you, it was a trip. Absolutely. I had a ball. It was, like I said, it was so much fun. It was so nice to meet everybody. Once I finished with the video, get music put to it and everything, then I'll post it online. I still got some stuff to it I want to do. And hi Kay. And so Anyway, I've been talking and I haven't even been paying attention. Every now and again, I'll look over at the chat and think, oh, I got to look at the chat. I've been really bad about that. I'm sorry, y'all. And yes, Aiden is even more sweet in person than he is online, if that's even possible. He is an absolute angel. And I'm so thankful uh, that he agreed to meet up with us and everything. So that was really nice. And but same with Marby, just the sweetest lady in the world. Oh my God, she's so lovely, absolutely pretty as can be, just as sweet. So another great thing, and of course, like I said, Sonia and EQ. Um, they were a big help to me way back in the beginning when I first started doing this, just kind of giving me pointers and and helping me out, helping make me a little more comfortable with it. Because it's very intimidating when you've never done anything like this before, to get on camera and put yourself out there. Um, and of course, Arthur, whom I've known now for this past year, and he's just the nicest guy, and he's even nicer in person than he is online. And he's just as much of a smartass in person as he is online, so that's even better. Um, but yeah, so we had a great time. It was a good trip. Um, things didn't quite turn out the way we thought they were going to turn out, but everything turned out the way it was meant to turn out for now. And the fact that all the near misses, all the almost hit us, all of the that was a little too close for comfort moments, again, Michael and Gabriel were riding shotgun in the back seat because they kept us safe, um, which is truly amazing. I mean, it was a wonderful, we had no issues with the vehicle at all. The car ran like a dream. Um, and of course, the further east we got, the cheaper the gas got. So that was kind of nice, because it was costing me like over $60 to fill up the tank in California. And back home, it cost me just a little under 30 to fill it up. So it's like, okay, there's a big difference in gas prices from east to west. And yes, Christine, they are two lovely, lovely ladies. And so in Juno, I was so happy to finally meet Juno. I mean, we've been doing a show together for almost 2 years, and have been friends for that long. And it was just so lovely to actually be able to meet her face to face and hug her neck and sit and talk with her. And so, I mean, I have pictures of us together without the mask and the sunglasses on, but because of some issues that she's still dealing with, she has to kind of mask herself, which is why you don't see her face online. You just see the skeleton hands. And but hopefully that'll all of that stuff will be resolved fairly soon, and she'll go from there. But because I know I took pictures of us with the masks and the sunglasses, and then I just took some of us together, just us. And then I asked her, do you have a problem with me showing your picture in the mask and the sunglasses? And she was like, no, that's fine. So um like I said, I don't like to post pictures of people without their permission. um so yeah, Rose, part of it is privacy, and part of it is some issues she's been having with a neighbor, and it's just best to kind of keep it on the down low for now. And so but yeah, everybody's taller than me. I'm 5'1/4" I think they said. It's like, I'll take that 1/4". When you're short like me, you take whatever you can get. So that's it. That was the trip. I'm tired just retelling it all. I've been trying to write it all out in my journal. I'm still working on writing it all out because, of course, I'm going into more detail in my journal, and this was a very abbreviated storytelling. There was a lot of other little things that happened that I just didn't get into because we'd be here all night, and I don't want to bore you all to death. So anyway, so that's it. So if y'all want a card pull or something, say the word. I can pull a card for you. We can do Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, or we can do this one, biatch. Anything goes with this one. You never know what you're gonna get. So yeah, Kay, we do get shorter as we age. Oh, thank you, Garden Genie. That's sweet. Oh wow, Rose, you're in Dallas too. Wow. Oh, that's right. That's right. And it took me a minute to put the names together. It'd make a fun script. Most people, yeah, you write it, turn in a script like that, and they'd say, okay, no, that's too ridiculous. Nobody will believe that. But so yeah, it's I don't know. I was talking to Angela today, and she was bummed, and so was I, because she wasn't able to get together with us in Dallas. And I said, well, you know what? I said, I'll have to make a trip back. And I said, maybe we can go in for a long weekend or something, and maybe do like a little mini conference with her or something like that. And, offer some classes or readings or whatever, get people together. And she was like, yeah, that's great. So we're going to talk about it and see what we can work out, and see what we I would like to go back out west next year, just to see everybody again. I might wind up going north in the next year because I have friends up in New York, and I would like to be able to go see them. And so I'll have a car that can make that kind of a trip. So I may head north and go and see Miss Terrell D and Heather, Jaguar. I'm going blank on her name now. Y'all know who Heather is. So, but good night, Marina. Thanks for sitting up and waiting with us. So, anyway, yeah, it's you don't really see people take road trips anymore. That's, or if they do, Indigo Jaguar. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Harley. I knew there was a Jaguar in there. I just couldn't remember how it went. I'm tired. That's what it is. So, but yeah, so I'm hoping to get to meet more people. Maybe make another. I want to make another trip out west. Uh, sure, Susan. What kind of card you want? You want an oracle card or a fun card? You never know what you're going to get with a fun card. But yes, Heather is a great reader. She does beautiful artwork. If you want to buy any canvas, okay, a fun card, you got it. If you want to buy, get you some nice canvas, original canvas paintings. Heather's your girl, man. She does a lot of abstract, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Ask Marina about it. Marina bought a couple of her pieces and absolutely loves them. And yeah, my son is like 5'3". He says he's 5'3". He's not. He's shorter. But the Navy told him he was 5'3", so that's what he's sticking with. Yeah, she does poetry too. All right, Susan says, listen, biatch. It says, tell the negative assholes in your head to sit in a corner for a lifelong timeout. There you go. Ow. So what happens? I drop the card. I've been doing that a lot the last couple of days. My hands have been acting up again. Yeah, my son's 5'3", but he just turned 40. So, and sure, Garden Genie, you want a fun card or a oracle card? Oh, good, Susan. I'm glad you like it. And it is good advice, even if it is supposed to be a fun card. Where's my stool? There it is. An oracle card. Okay. Let's put this one down. Pick this one up. Good night, Starhawk. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the storytelling. And oh, you're right there, Michelle. They're very into being in shape. Okay. All right. Miss Jeannie. I pulled for you the eyes of beauty, positive expectations, clarity. Isn't that a pretty card? See, number 25. Let's see what it says. Yes, ma'am, you can, Marby. What kind of card you want? I got you, Mickey. And Carmi. Hi, Carmi. And number 25. Okay. All right. Okay. It says with this, it says the eyes of beauty remind you that if you move forward with conviction, all is well now and always will be. You will see true prosperity as a result. Expect to see beauty and you will attract your highest good. Well, now that's kind of encouraging. Expect to see beauty and you will pull your highest good. Whichever one, Marby? Okay. All right, Marby. Ooh, Rose. My mother had to do that on a car she had back when I was a preteen, I guess, not quite teenager. She changed out the water pump in our car. Drove every man in the neighborhood crazy because she wouldn't let any of them come help her. She did it all by herself. And she was so proud of herself when she got through. You're welcome, Jeannie. Okay. Let's see here. Miss Marby will take either kind. She says. So, let's see, what does this one say? I pulled for you the Rainbow Prince, compensation, perseverance. It says that when the Rainbow Prince appears as your ally, he reminds you about the law of compensation and the law of receiving. After the rainstorm you've endured on your journey, the Rainbow Prince brings you a pot of gold, which is the result of your using all the elements of your inner light and reaching into the sky until you touch the material realm from one end to the other. This isn't always an easy process, and hard work must be rewarded by compensation. When you align yourself with the energy of giving the highest value, your compensation is inherent in the act itself. But there's more to the meaning than just compensation. It says to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorm. Follow your bliss to the pot of gold waiting for you. Perseverance pays off, and your reward will be greater than you can imagine. That's fantastic. That's great, Marby. That's a good message. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Carmi. You'll have to rewatch the show to hear the whole story. I'm actually in a temporary for right now until we get the paperwork straightened out on the Mercedes. So I'm driving a Grand Marquis station wagon. Think National Lampoon Vacation, the Griswold's car. That's what I'm driving. And I tell the whole story of the trip. So yeah, kick back and enjoy yourself. You'll be able to rewatch it. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have Mickey. All right, Mickey wants a fun card. Now that I'm vertical again, were you horizontal for a reason, or just laying down? Is um, and I meant to say something earlier. For those of you who know who Lady G is, Ganga, she does the Saturday show with Hogarth and Dr. Lena. She had surgery yesterday. She's still in the hospital. Will probably be there for a while. And I know she's like day 2 or 3. She's had nothing to eat. They won't let her eat. They won't let her drink anything. And she's been in a lot of pain. And so she's still recovering. She's still in the hospital. Y'all just keep her in your prayers, please. She is such a sweet lady. Just a very, very sweet lady. Y'all just keep her in your prayers. And we're going to have to pray her completely well. And okay. All right, Mickey. Listen, bitch. Does your wildest dreams deserve a chance? Take that to heart. If not for our dreams, we would all be stuck in a rut, doing the same dumb things over and over and over again. And who wants to do that? Yeah, Susan, I've been trying to keep up with her videos as she's been able to release them. She has been having a hard time. And as she does, she looks miserable. And she's always such a happy, carefree person, you know. Yeah, painkillers can drop your blood pressure. They can also make your blood pressure go up. Depends on what kind of medicine you're taking. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Who is next? Carmi would like a card. Carmi, did you say what kind of card you want? Did I miss that? Did you want a fun card or an oracle card? Whichever one you'd like. Let's see. You may have said, and I just missed it. A Pontiac Catalina. You know, my high school boyfriend had a Pontiac. I forget which kind it was. It was convertible. It was a full-on car. Damn thing was like a boat. It was so big, but it was a convertible. I loved that car. I got so mad at him when he sold that car. Let's see. Okay. Great, Marby. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, see Trino. Any will do. Okay, well I've shuffled the fun ones so you get a fun card. Let's see what we got. Hi, MLR. No, it's not. You want an oracle card or you want a fun card? Okay, Carmi. Listen, biatch. Says drown out the effing noise and keep doing you. So, all right, my camera doesn't. There we go. Okay, now it's focused. Drown out the noise and keep being you. Keep doing you. That's a good one. Oh, well, cool, MLR. I'm glad you're here. Okay. All right. Steve Torino would like to have. Sure, Imelda. Do you want a fun card or you want a. Okay, let's see. Christine wants a card. What kind of card do you want, Christine? Okay. Imelda wants a card. Let's see. Okay. Christine says any kind. All right. My favorite car is a Mustang. When I was a little girl, the first year that the Mustang convertible came out, my mother worked with a gentleman that had a car, bought it brand new. It was a 64 and a half Mustang convertible, black on black, inside out. It was black outside, black inside. And he came to pick her up to give her a ride to work one day. I was sitting out in the front yard playing. I was about five or six. And I hear this beast pull into the driveway. When you got a real sports car, there's a very unique sound to that engine. You know. And I remember looking up, and there was that car, and it was love at first sight. And I was just staring at it with my mouth dropped open, according to my mother. And he saw me, and he said something to me, and my mom was laughing. She was coming out the door, and he looks at me. He says, "You want to go for a ride?" Oh yeah, man! I jumped up. I was running for the car. So he told my mom, "Okay, we'll be back in a minute." So he went and took me around the block a few times in that car with the top down. That's been my dream car ever since. I fell in love with that car at the age of 5. I've loved it ever since. One of these days I'll have one. But the remakes of what? Oh, of the Mustang? Yeah, they keep trying to redo it, but a 75 Mustang, that was a good year. I had a friend that had a Shelby, Mustang Shelby, and Lady G's in New Mexico, Bora Bora. But all right, see Torino. Listen, biatch. Take a look around. You're lucky as shit. Remember that. I've been telling myself that for a week. That one turned out pretty good. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Christine wanted a card. Okay. Yeah, Lady G has a daughter, but she has a friend or a nephew, maybe, or something, who is has come over to stay at her place and take care of the puppies, and while she's in the hospital recuperating, and okay. All right, Christine. Listen, biatch. Says everything you need to get it done is already inside of you. No excuses. You can do this. Maybe it would be better if I held it this way. There we go. So that's for you, Christine. Okay. All right. Imelda, you're up. Did you want a fun card or a serious card? It's your pick. You're welcome, Christine. I love this little deck. I came across it. I don't remember. I saw it somewhere and I was like, oh, that looks cute. Imelda would like a serious card. All right. We can do that. Let me grab the right deck here and shuffle. So give me a minute. Okay. Let's see. What have we got here? Let's do it with this hand. All right, Imelda. For you, I drew the Shadow Queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. It says the Shadow Queen tells you that too many of the details hidden behind your circumstances prevent you from moving forward quickly at this time. She has come to shed a light on what is concealed within or for your situation. This is the time to wait for more information to be revealed. It could be a lack of clarity, could be a lack of knowledge on how to proceed. It's time to educate yourself a little more about your intention and then put that information to work for you. The Shadow Queen asks that you dig deep to gain strength and that you have the courage to ask someone in the know to shed light on your circumstances. She promises to send that person to you. Beware of moving too quickly in the dark, as you will likely trip and fall and have to start again. We don't want no tripping and falling. We got enough people in the hospital with Miss G, with Lady G. So there you go, Imelda. I hope you like that. And okay. Okay, Linda wants a funny car. A little red Corvette, yeah. All right. MLR. Did you ever say what kind of card you wanted? MLR. Do you want a funny card or a serious card? You're welcome, Imelda. MLR. Calling MLR. Okay. I don't have Gerald or Jane's telephone, but let's see. Maybe we get the damn thing to ring. I bought a bicycle bell. All right, MLR. Funny or serious? What kind of card you want? Going once, going twice. Okay, you're still awake. You want a fun card or a serious card? Serious. Okay. Actually, this is a really good deck. It's Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. It's I really enjoy it. It's a nice it's a really nice oracle deck. No, Gerald's probably asleep. He's an hour ahead of me, I think. So yeah, it's like 1:30 in the morning for him. So yeah, probably snoozing away. Yeah, that's okay. MLR does that all the time. That's another thing. Y'all be sure you go check the channels you're subscribed to, because YouTube has been in a kickoff stage the past week or so, just knocking people off of their of the channels that they're subscribed to. I found that out because I was watching somebody on their live and I happened to notice that I wasn't subscribed to their channel. I've been subscribed to their channel for a couple of years. Hell, I'm a moderator on their channel. How would I be a moderator if I wasn't subscribed, right? So make a point over the next couple of days, every time that you go watch somebody's show, whether if it's live or a replay, make sure that you're that you check and that you're still subscribed to them. Okay, MLR. Yeah, I'm starting to get tired, Bora Bora. I've got a couple of these left, and then that's it. So I won't be doing any more. I've got MLR, I got Bora Bora, and Linda, did you want a card read, or were you just saying that you liked the funny cards? Whichever you want. Okay. MLR, I pulled for you the Lady of the Gift. Generosity, receiving, withholding. It says the Lady of the Gift brings a message of tithing. To be your ally, she requires you to look at the nature and method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you only need to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Well, think how nice that would be if everybody just gave 10% of their income to those less fortunate. Talk about fix a lot of problems. Okay, this doesn't necessarily mean giving money. It can also stand for giving of your time, your abilities, your skills, your knowledge. There's a lot of ways that you can give to charities or give to others or give to your church if you're a churchgoer. There's nothing wrong with that. So, yeah. So it's never too late. Give just a little bit. You know, if everybody pitched in $5 in this country into like one general fund to take care of necessary things, just think about how much money we would have in that pot at the end of a week. I mean, and that's just $5 each. You know, what if people donated $10 each or $20 each? You're talking big bucks. You're talking a lot of money there. So, well, of course, giving to squirrels count. They need love too. Okay, I'm starting to yawn. All right, Bora Bora, you're up for a fun card. Oh, thank you, Christine. Have a good night, darling. Sweet dreams to you. That's always been my philosophy, Mickey. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Love you too, C. Torino. Thank you for coming. Ooh, blueberry muffins. Sounds good. No thanks. You don't want a card, Bora Bora? You're the only one left. You're it, Bora Bora. All right, you're getting it anyway. It says, listen, biatch. The things that you say to yourself matter. Be kind. There you go. All right. And Linda. Okay. Linda wanted a funny card. And Linda's the last one. We're going to read this one. and then we're going to call it a night. Wow, it's been an hour and a half. For those of you that came in late and missed the story of the adventure of the California Dreamin' Trip, hit replay. You'll be quite entertained, I'm sure. Well, that's okay, Bora Bora. Don't worry about it. Okay. All right, Linda. You ready? Here we go. Okay. Listen, biatch. It says, be a effing weirdo. There's power in that. Yeah, baby. Be the one they all look at and go, I'm not too sure about her. I know my neighbors all think I'm crazy. My brother's allergic to incense, so I can't burn it in the house because my brother and me, my brother's son, we all live together. So every month for the full moon, I go around the outside of our apartment and do sage smudging the windows and the doors for protection. And yeah, I'm sure the neighbors think I'm some kind of a weirdo. Oh, there goes that lady again. We don't know what she's doing out there, but she's doing something. I'm sure they think I'm nuts. But that's okay. That's why I'm wearing my favorite shirt tonight. It says, I'm pretty confident my last words will be, well, shit, that didn't work. When I saw this shirt, it was like, okay, I got to have that. That's so me. You're welcome, Sue. Good night, Kay. All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up. I'm tired. Y'all are tired. And I don't want to start talking out my head when I get too tired. So you're welcome, Harley. Yeah. So once I finish y'all got the rough draft of the video. I'm still working on it. I've still got some more stuff to add to it, including music. So once I get it all put together and I'll post it, and everybody will get to watch it then. So, all right, y'all have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks for listening to my story. And thanks for laughing along with me. It makes it all bearable. Nice to meet you too, Carmi. And Marby, thanks for coming tonight. I'm so happy I got to meet Marby too. And such a sweet lady. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. Good night. Get some sleep. Have a great week. Oh, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 Central Time with Juno. We're doing our Fortunes and Flows show tomorrow. So, and Monday night is Draining the Swamp with Mel, the Aloha Shirt Psychic. And I think Hayden's going to join us. I need to touch base with him, make sure he's still free. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Big love to everyone.